Here we go again. Here we go again, guys. We knew this was going to happen with this movie because it happens with any movie that is not tracking well with audiences. Any show that's not tracking well with audiences, they always play the racism card.
Always.
Always. So let's talk about this. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
This is Clownfish TV, and we're going to talk about the situation involving The Little Mermaid, Disney's unnecessary live-action remake, another one of The Little Mermaid, and how the narrative has gone. The media is basically in full-on protection mode. Not, I don't believe, of Halle Bailey herself. Because if they really wanted to protect her, they would have, shown more of the movie than just, here's a flash of her face whatever. We haven't seen anything else from this movie other than her. But playing the racism card to basically guilt you into liking this movie or whatever. But really, it's more insidious than that. And we talked about it in relations to Lord of the Rings. This is all about the views. This is all about the clicks. This is all about the media making you angry, deliberately making you angry, because all these media outlets are dying. They're running out of venture capital, and they need you to be angry because Trump's gone. So you got to be angry about something. So, oh my God, the racists are coming. And you look, and it's just like, the racists hate the mermaid. That's a brown mermaid. They hate the brown mermaid. Oh my God, the racist. And this happened, last year when they announced her too?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm just tired of it because a lot of people that aren't into it, the whole shifting of the race of Ariel, are not white people. A lot of black people are mad because they're like, I feel like this is a cheap, we keep getting cast-offs or hand-me-downs. So there's so many other things they could have done. Use the money to make a new princess that was, based on their culture, but they didn't. But those people are overlooked even more so because, it's all racists and bigots.
And they also I think they put her in the crosshairs.
They did.
The trailer that they leaked did not show much of her performance, but there actually was, the official trailer didn't show much of her performance, but there was a leaked version of it, and I think it's been pulled down from TikTok.
But it was better. I mean, it gave you a better view. It gave you the scene. You could see that her hair was moving in the water, that the fins are moving in the water, things people were worried about. Her hair looked more red.
It did look more red. And look, I mean, regardless of what you think about the race swapping, the girl can sing. She absolutely positively can sing. Now, that being said, I have a feeling this movie is going to go down the path of Pinocchio, and it's going to be a dog shit movie regardless.
I'm more worried about the fact we're not seeing anybody but her. And that's because that's their shield for the movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think is going on. And this is really unfortunate because that's what happened with Moses Ingram too, where they knew Obi-Wan wasn't great. They knew it wasn't a great show. So they basically used her as a meat shield to be like, oh, yeah, any criticism of the show, it's because you hate black women, even though Rosario Dawson was Ahsoka Tano and she was very well received.
Here's what gets me about this whole thing. They keep going about, representation. I keep hearing this. Yes, okay. Well, the only blonde or red-haired, blue-eyed princess or anything we had was Ariel. That was my representation. That's gone. And even then, I've been like, okay, no problem as long as she has red hair, whatever. But I'm tired of hearing this about little girls and see how it looks like them. I can't tell you how many times we're at Disney parks and you see little girls running around, little boys too, running around as characters, and they're dressed as their favorite Disney character, and often it is nothing like them. Like our daughter, red hair, blue eyes, Tiana is her absolute favorite character.
She loves Tiana. She loves Tiana.
I've seen so many kids that were like not white, dressed as white princesses, didn't think anything of it. And I'll tell you this too. I was on a story on Disney. I talked about it on Twitter. I was looking at their costumes. They just released a bunch of Halloween costumes. And I saw all these people, like there was Asian Rapunzel. There was, they had like a Woody that was a black boy, everything else. No big deal, right? But I did notice that any character that would be considered white, they could be portrayed by kids dressed in the costume of any race. That was okay. But when they had a Moana costume, the girl in the costume was Polynesian. When they had a Tiana costume, the girl in the costume was black.
Because they're afraid.
Right. You're not allowed to portray those people as anybody.
You know what I saw, though, which was really funny at Spirit Halloween, was Dritz Jordan, the Dark Elf from Dungeons and Dragons. They had a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy playing him, dressed up as him, and they didn't put black makeup on him because that'd be blackface. You didn't put a black guy in it because that'd be racist.
Well, I think there are ways across. Like, I mean, if you had a little white kid dressed as Tiana and you put blackface on him, that would be a problem. But I'm just saying, you know. That
would be, because there was this backlash a couple of years ago. I think this is before we started Clownfish TV, but I remember the Moana.
Oh, the Maui or the. What's his name?
Oh, it was Maui.
Yeah, it was Maui.
Yeah, I think it was Maui because they had a body suit, like an inflatable suit that kids could get to be Maui, and they had like a white kid in the inflatable suit, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's cultural appropriation because the white kids can wear his flesh." I'm like, he barely wears clothes. I mean,
how else are you going to portray him? And the thing, I love how it's selective cultural appropriation, but to me, I think this whole thing's stupid, and you're just causing problems when there aren't any. I mean. I think people can identify with characters that don't look like them, who aren't the same gender as them, who aren't the same race as them. And I think that's more of a compliment to the character that, you know, it resonates with people so much across boundaries and things like that, that makes it a good character. And instead it's like, oh, well, if you're a white character, anybody can be you. But if you're a character of a certain color, only kids that are that representation can be that character. And I think that's stupid. I think it's dumb. And I think it's a recent issue that they're making up.
They knew what was going to happen. I don't think it was intentionally like, you know, somebody at Disney was like twirling their mustache, being like, let's cast a brown girl as Little Mermaid so we can get the racists mad to get butts in seats. Because that's, you know, kind of.
I would think they would do it. I honestly think that's exactly what they were thinking.
I'm sure the PR people were just like, you know, rubbing their hands together, like, this is going to be beautiful.
The problem with this train of thought is this. You're causing problems for the actors, and and all we're hearing about is that. So we're not, and you're just gonna. By the time people get to the movie, they're gonna be so over the movie that they're not even gonna go to watch the movie.
Anti-marketing. This is what I'm talking about. Because again, you know, we saw the difference between Lord of the Rings and the House of the Dragon. Both of them had brown people. Oh my God, brown people. They had brown people in the movies, in the shows, and only one of them used it as a selling point, as a marketing stunt. And that was Amazon, because I think they knew their show was shit.
Oh, I 100% believe Disney did this as a stunt. A lot of people I've been seeing on Twitter, a lot of not white people, okay, before you have, it's the white women, a lot of not white people have been saying they felt like this was just a publicity stunt from Disney. They don't give two shits. They're just like, and it's another cheap live action remake.
Yeah,
and they're just, people aren't going to them. So if we do that, then you'll say, oh, well, you're against, you know.
It's very curious that all of this media backlash comes right after Pinocchio flopped, you know, because it was another live action. So people are like, after Pinocchio, like, God, why are you doing more of these?
I think in general, the majority of people are just like, I don't want another live action remake. I think that is what it's about. I don't even think it's about even the fact that she's not white. It's about people don't want to watch another fucking live action remake.
You can't say that. That's the thing. Like, this is what's going to be really interesting to see how, when this movie comes out, how it's reviewed. If, again, we don't know how the movie's going to be, but if the movie winds up being a dog shit live action remake, a pale imitation of the original, like most of the live action Disney movies have been, are people going to still give it a pass because they're afraid to criticize it fairly because, oh my God, look at that racist reviewer saying
and misogynist too. They get a 2 for with this one, racism and misogyny.
Where is Melissa McCarthy as Ursula? We haven't seen that yet.
We haven't seen Flounder, Sebastian, Scuttle, none of that.
You know, and again, I understand the movie is The Little Mermaid, but they're putting her right in the crosshairs, just like they put Moses Ingram right in the crosshairs, by using her as a shield and making it a cause. You've just done so much damage, you know, I think, and it is disgusting. And they're both, you know, Disney products. It's like, let's, you know, of all the stuff we could talk about in the movie, I mean, show us a proper trailer. Let's see the plot. Well, I don't know if we want to see the plot, because the rumor is the plot's going to deviate quite a bit from the original, that she's not going to go to the surface for Eric. She's going to go to, you know, fetch her dad a sandwich or something. I don't know what the hell she's doing, but, you know, and then Ursula, where's the outrage about, and I've said this before, where's the outrage over Ursula? Ursula was based on a drag queen, which cast Melissa McCarthy.
If you really
had a golden opportunity.
Yeah. That would have, people probably would have, that would at least went with it. I mean, that made sense, more sense.
If you were so progressive and you're so worried about your marginalized people, then the role of Ursula should have gone to a drag queen, because had Divine lived, Ursula probably would have been voiced by Divine.
I would argue a drag queen would definitely be a better Ursula than...
She's very campy. She's very over the top.
I mean, that would have been perfect casting. I think a drag queen that could sing would have been...
Harvey Firestein?
I mean, yes, or another one even. That would have been the way to go. But no. Anyway. So now here comes like all the media, of course. You know, they've been coming. Here they come again.
So I just want to take a moment to eulogize Rolling Stone. Remember when Rolling Stone used to be about music and people went to the website? There were articles in addition to what was in the magazine about music. Let's look at what's trending, and this will tell you exactly why they want you. They want you angry about the Little Mermaid. Trending: Trump and the Pillow Guy, Ken Starr, Mike Pence. Archives think Trump could be hoarding docs. These kids are dying. Overdose crisis sweeping Fort Bragg. None of these are music articles.
No.
Not a single damn trending article on Rolling Stone has anything to do with music. So they need hits. And we've talked about, all the companies that, these companies that own these websites. Rolling Stone got sold just like last year to some other organization. They got to bring in the views. The venture capital's running out. What are we going to talk about? Oh, the racism in the mermaids. That's what we're going to talk about. And this was their leading story. And I get their email blast. I've gotten it for like 20 years because it used to be about music, and I used to be a DJ. This is the original thumbnail for it, by the way. And I think they thought better. Because they wanted to show that, yes, historically there were pictures of brown mermaids, but I think they decided that, that wasn't the way to go.
That probably wasn't the way to go.
That wasn't a very flattering depiction of a brown person as a mermaid anyway, given the facial features and yeah. So anyway, they're just like, of course the racist and the whiny tweets carry more than a whiff of absurdity.
But wait, so we're supposed to, there's 1 point some million downvotes. So all those 1 million some people who downvoted the trailer are all racist?
It was Trump.
Even though a bunch of those people who downvoted the trailer probably aren't even white?
Yeah.
Maybe there's more to it than just that. Maybe people are offended because they don't want to have a hand-me-down character. Maybe people are offended because they think this is just a stunt. Maybe people are offended because, they don't like that they like redheads. Maybe people are offended because of, it's a Tuesday. Who the hell knows? Doesn't always mean it's because of racism.
Yeah, so they're using TikTok now to kind of back up the, it's got millions of views. It's fantastic. You've seen the one going around about the black girls watching, Ariel.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, I mean, look, I personally, I don't give a shit.
When your favorite Disney princess looks like you, she used to. It's like,
I'm sorry.
Redhead with blue eyes, which by the way is the rarest combination in the world. It's the rarest ever. Red hair and blue eyes. I had one. And even then, I think, very nice about the whole thing. I'm like, just make sure she's red hair because red hair comes in different races and stuff too. And I'm just like, I've been very nice about it. But I'm tired of hearing when the princess looks like you and representation. And it's like, yeah, I had one. Now I have none. And it's like, and I'm still being cool about it. But I'm just tired of these people being assholes and being like, well, because you're white. And I'm like, there was one. Okay?
So I'm gonna throw this in there. Now this is the Chinese said when they announced the cast.
Oh, they were not happy.
They were not happy because we know how China is. But apparently, I don't know what China's thinking half the time. But apparently they are really into Ariel in China. They love Ariel.
I didn't know that.
Very popular. So apparently they went through and did a deep fake and they made Ariel look like Ariana Grande, I guess, for some reason. And I think the original, I don't know what happened since then, but if I remember correctly, the original post got flagged and taken down from Twitter for being racist, for making the live action Ariel look more like the cartoon.
The thing is, the second one, the one that looks like red hair, blue eyes, doesn't look like it could possibly be human.
No, she doesn't look
human.
human,
she's too pretty to be real.
Yeah, but there were some other takes on it too. Well, there's a lot of boobs. Look at all these boobs. That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with Ariel. What the frick?
I do not. Okay, if you see the other version of the trailer, that's a really bad picture of Halle Bailey. If you see the other version of the teaser they ran at D23, it's much brighter. Her hair looks brighter, and it's a much better shot. I don't know why they released what they released. They should have led with the other one, because a lot of the complaints, if they had seen the other clip, might not have been there. You know what I mean? Like, we might not have as many complaints as we have.
It would have done her more of a service. Let me put it that way. I mean, look, people are still
they're deliberately trying to cause problems.
Yeah, that's the point. That is the point of what I'm trying to say in all of this is the media is in
Disney too. They could
probably Disney's PR people. Yeah, they're trying to cause problems. Again, you look at the situation in retrospect, you look at the situation with Moses Ingram, and they basically led with, oh, look, there's a black girl in Star Wars and everybody's gonna hate her.
I love this. The Little Mermaid has garnered over 1.5 million dislikes on YouTube after she faced backlash on Twitter, on trolls on Twitter. Right, because remember how they always say, well, it's a vocal minority over on Twitter. Well, it's 1.5 million. That's not the vocal minority. Yeah. You know, I'm just like, ah.
Well, here's one here. None of these remakes are good because you can't portray certain things with real characters like you could with animation. Lion King looks stiff. Will Smith was great, but he wasn't the cartoon, you know? I mean, and it wasn't Robin Williams. So yeah, I mean, I really think that this is, again, back to it. I think it's marketing. I think it's a combination of the studios because they know the movie's it's going to probably be dead on arrival, but if they can stir up enough controversy, at least people are talking about it.
Well, they're also like, yeah, it's because of backlash, because of racism. Well, no, here's the thing. There's a difference between racism and people just like, why are you race bending a character? People not wanting a character race bent for no good reason is not the same as racism. And the problem is with these articles is there legitimate racist comments being made. Yes, those ones I'm not talking about. I'm talking about people like, I don't understand why the Little Mermaid they race swap the Little Mermaid. Does not equate to racism. That's not the same thing as racism. And they keep any criticism automatically equals racism. So yes, there's an overwhelming amount of racist comments if you include every comment, you know, as racist.
Yeah, I mean, come on. The official teaser has surprisingly received over 1 million dislikes on YouTube and even caused the video sharing platform to disable the dislike counter. They did that months ago for another Disney thing for Kathleen Kennedy. So people are unable to see how many dislikes the film's trailer has garnered. The highly anticipated trailer for the live action version of The Little Mermaid captured the hearts of many devoted Disney fans when it premiered, but within 2 days, the hype surrounding it deflated due to trolls on Twitter.
If you loved it, you were a devoted Disney fan and a real Little Mermaid fan. If you didn't, you're a horrible troll. That right there. People aren't liking it for a couple of reasons. One, they don't want another live action remake. Two, they just want they like. I think they have the red hair for whatever reason is something that people really wanted. They dulled it down considerably. People are like tired of it. A lot of people that are not white are mad about it. A lot of people are mad about it, white or otherwise. And they're like, but they're not all racist trolls. I'm tired of hearing this. Disney did not do the actors any favors because the version they showed was shit.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was a much better clip apparently they showed it to people behind closed doors at D23. I'm like, if you had put out a proper trailer showing that she has red hair, showing that the songs are intact, showing that hopefully Ursula doesn't look like shit and all, Flounder doesn't look like shit, and that the movie might actually be good, I think it would have shut a lot of people up. Now, tinfoil mouse ears. What if Disney is actually downvoting the trailer just to be able to complain about all the downvoting to drum up buzz? Because if there wasn't a lot of controversy around this movie,
nobody'd be talking about it.
Nobody'd be talking about it. Let's be honest. After Pinocchio, after the Lion King made a bunch of money, but
take away the racism, Ariel. Is there anything to talk about?
No, it's like it's another live action remake nobody asked for.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, it literally, if they had cast, Ariana Grande or somebody, paler skin as Ariel, the trailer would have come and gone and nobody would be talking about it.
Other than why do we need another live action remake?
Other than why do we need another live action remake? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and that's insidious to think that people would do that.
I've seen Disney do other things like
We've seen Disney do all kinds of shit, but again, it's, you know, looking in retrospect with the Moses Ingram situation, I do not think she deserved to be attacked personally, but Disney put her in the crosshairs by trotting the character out, making such a big deal about Reva when it was supposed to be the Obi-Wan show, that they basically put a huge target on her and then cried when fans were like, I thought the show was supposed to be about Obi-Wan, who the hell cares? And are there legit racist people out there saying stupid shit? Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no,
don't do that. And
but not every criticism is racism.
Not every criticism is racism. So I don't know, guys. I think they want you angry. I think they want you angry about this. I mean, under other circumstances, this would have come and gone and nobody would have given a shit. And they know that. Like, yeah, people are over the live action remakes. They know it. I don't know. Just tinfoil mouse here. So I'm going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.